Hi. Right, I fiddled around with some more of these little figures. Yeah, I would just keep working at them. Do some every time you start the painting or before you start your painting. Just have a little practice on the spare sheets of paper. As long as you get the proportions right, mine aren't always, but he turned out quite well. He was all right. They're okay. Little ballet or flamenco dancer here. Oh, some of them are okay. Little groups of figures. They're getting better. But way to go. I quite like him. But as long as the proportion, as far as I know, if you don't really want to take the trouble to look at Alfonso Dunn or Trevor War demonstrating these sort of things, it's the proportions like that at the bottom. Divide that in two. That should be more or less just the hip line. Top of the head to the hip, and the hip to the bottom of the foot, and then you've got the halves again. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Then we halve that again, and we get the proportions. You've got half the body from the hip to the top of the head, and from the hip to the bottom of the foot, and then around if you divide that into quarters, you go around the cage of the with your chest cavity, and then down here coincides with the knee, and then divide again, and you've got 8. So it's 8 heads, 8 head figures. Oh, you my wrist crack. 8 head figures. So a figure is 8 times the length of the head, but then some people are different. So, but more or less. So the knees are 4 heads. So not the knees, the legs. From the hip joint to the knee, 2 heads. From the knee to the bottom of the foot, there's another 2 heads. And so on. And I think 1.5 heads from the shoulder to the elbow, and the same from the elbow to the wrist. 1.5 heads. Provided they're okay, the figure will be okay. But if they're grossly out, then however well it's drawn and the detail you put in, it will always look wrong. So just practice those 8 head figures, the mannequin. That's what the mannequin was all about. It's not just that you copy the mannequin, but it's the proportions. Look, you've got 1 head, and the body, the whole length is 8 heads. There's the chest cavity, that's the halfway between the hip joint and the top of the head. And then from the hip joints down to the knees down to the bottom of the feet, 2 heads, 2 heads, 2 heads, 2 heads, 1.5 heads, 1.5 heads. That might not be quite right, might it? That's just 1 head. 1 head, 2 heads. I'll check that. But 2 heads from the hip to there, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. So the head is that bit from there to there. Anyway, these are very cheap. That was only £7 from Wilkinson's. It's very, very good little figure. And then you can put it into various angles. You know, a sprinter. Okay, and you can, all these are cylinders. When you do the cylinders and join the cylinders, you get your figure. Then you can add the elbow and the knee joints and the hip and the shape over the volume of the cylinders. Easy, isn't it? Well, it is with practice. It will get easier. Oh, that's to encourage myself as well. Right, okay, so palette, the Cotman Ron Ransom palette, cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna. All student quality. I think the cadmium yellow though is is artist quality, but the rest aren't. Cheap food display tray, Ron Ranson 45mm wide large hake, and we will wet the paper all over. It's very dry again today, but we're threatened with some thunderstorms to clear the air from the heat wave we've just experienced. I know if you're listening to this in the Sahara Desert, okay, we know it's very hot there, but for us to have temperatures above 90 for about 5 or 6 days running in June is quite unprecedented. Well, for years it is. Okay, bit of raw sienna in there. Not quite sure what I'm going to paint, but I'm just putting in the basic washes. Put a bit of lemon yellow in there, or cadmium yellow. Do something with a bit of water. Rocky stream or something. Let's put in a bit of the blue and a bit of the red. Okay, it's a sky. It's going to be dark on there. But be careful, when the paper's shiny you can do what you like on it, but once it starts to dry, beware. Right, let's put in a bit of a greeny. Wow, that's okay, this is my rocky area. There's blue in there. Right, put a bit of blue. So we've got that bit of distance, and we'll put a bit of thick stuff on this horizon here. Sienna, burnt sienna that is. Okay. I was going to do a lake. But as it is, we've got something totally different. Right, card, bit of plastic card. I'm sorry you can't see me actually do this because the camera angle. I tried having the camera on the other side, but it was not very successful. So let's just put in a little bit of I'll get out of the way. There we go, just a bit too long I think. Okay. Right, okay. Put some rocks in the water here. Let's covers a blob. Put out the hairs. Right, card again. We'll just lift out the high spots of these. Okay, right, now we'll put a bit of detail on here now. Some my favourite mix is ultramarine and burnt sienna. With some autumny colours. Take off the moisture. We've had a nice bit of blue in there as well. Right, let's get some of that detail over in the other side here now. Painting quite thick. Well, how easy to do fir trees. And we'll put in some detail on top of that. Okay, so get some greeny stuff over here, just do detail. And some nice dark okay, let's just add a bit of that with my fingernail. Now, if you don't like, if they don't work, then don't, just take them out. Okay. Right, let's put a bit of reflection in. Okay. Some reflection on that side. Similar sort of colours, but right, I'm going to dry that off now, so mute your sound. Right, we'll do a bit of sky colour reflecting in the movement of the water here. Yeah, that'll do. Right, some figures. I'll use my number 4 sable and we'll put in figures on there, I think. So a little burnt umber head. Wasn't quite low, I haven't left a lot of space for him, but I'll put him in here, and we'll give him a nice bit of red. And a bit of blue and a bit of Payne's grey. Okay, just about shows, doesn't it? Maybe if I use a little bit of cadmium red, or vermilion even, from my palette here. Nice bit of vermilion there, look. I reckon if I put that on quite thick, that might show there. Okay, well he's there, isn't he? Thereabouts. Right, and we can put a little bit of a shadow. Don't know if it'll show. Right. Try to get a nice, neat, thick. Okay. That'll do. Looking up the hill. Right, close that. Anything else on a bit of detail anywhere? Yeah, I think we could put a bit of blue. Right, okay, let's put a signature on it. Might be just about worth a signature. Let's sign it with a pen. Right, let's put it in a mount. I think the plain mount, the ivory mount, I think. So I've made the figure larger than usual, mainly because I've been practicing figures. I feel a little more confident. Okay, so there's a nice little rocky stream for you. Got some deciduous trees. We've got some pine, coniferous, and all sorts of things in there. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just bring you round, and then I'll go and get this one uploaded. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. See you soon. Bye bye.